Hello, guys. It's been forever, but we're at another pretend we're on the phone episode. 1 second. I'm letting the water run for the cat, and I think. Okay. You've drunk enough, sweetie. Okay, I'm back. Whew. I just came back from Thanksgiving, which was really fun. I went up to Michigan, drove to Atlanta, then drove to Michigan, hung out in Detroit and Ann Arbor, all that stuff. We've got family up there, so it was really fun. Also, weed is illegal up there. Maybe I need to move over there if it wasn't so cold. It is so cold. It is November. It was so cold up there. I was like, I can't keep, I don't know. It made everything less fun. That's not entirely true. I think what was annoying was I was getting in and out of the car over and over and over again, and I was with my parents, so I had no agency in myself. I mean, seriously, when I'm with my parents, I'm once again 10 for some reason, and I try to tell them I'm not 10. I want to do XYZ. You can't. And we're gonna talk to you like you're a 10-year-old in front of all these other people. It is so incredibly annoying, but it's fine. It's just the way they are. There's nothing I can do about it. Seeing family is really cool. I saw some family members I haven't seen in literally years. Some of them ever. Well, I don't think ever. No, some of them ever. So it was kind of interesting being like, hi, family, I love you. And then, they have to say it back as well. But still kind of awkward because it's like, yeah, we love each other, but we don't know each other. And that's interesting, to love someone that you don't know. You know what's also interesting? Yeah, we're talking about it. Having sex with people you don't know. Now, okay, listen. This isn't about to be me slut-shaming anybody or saying people can't have fun. I don't care about that. That's not what I care about. I don't care about the act of sex, really. In fact, sex is so uninteresting to me. That's not entirely true, okay? I'm all over the place. So, first of all, let me reframe everything I just said. Sex is great. I am a smut reader, and I'm a proud smut reader. It's so hard, and nowhere can you go and be proud for enjoying spicy or smutty books. Okay, everyone wants to judge. Everyone wants to be like, well, what's wrong with you? Oh, this is the same as like having a porn addiction. Oh my goodness, but it's not. Because there's no naked bitches on my screen. Okay, these are words. That's not the same thing. You can't pretend like reading smut and even reading porn. Okay, even like pure like X-rated books that is like pornography, right? And watching a video. It's not the same. It's not the same. So no, I'm not a porn addict. Okay, I hate people that says stuff like that. And then I saw another video today that was like me reading the fluffy part. I'm so happy. Me reading the smut. Next screen. Fuck you. Okay, fine. No, actually, that's fine. You have your own opinion. But I don't like how even in the comments it's like, come on, if you agree with me or you're a liar or something like that. And obviously she's joking and it's not serious or whatever. Because we're talking about, she wasn't even talking about books. She was talking about manga or manhwa, okay? Which is a form of book, I suppose, right? That I also enjoy. And it's not like I'm out here reading hentai. So don't judge me the same way you judge hentai readers, first of all. Second of all, I'm not even judging hentai readers. You're the judge right here. I think people hate the idea of like porn with a plot. They make it seem like anything with smut is porn with a plot. When I'd say it's plot with porn. And not even porn. It's words. And the picture one, if it's manhwa, if it's a manga, if it's straight up hentai, that is, yeah, that I can't vibe with that. I feel like if there's officially images with it, well, I suppose there's audio porn as well, and that is porn. You know what? Fine. I guess reading a book can be porn. I've changed my own opinion. You've run this one, but even if it is, it's not like the same as like people who have to watch videos. It's not the same. And I really I do not think it is at all. First of all. Second of all, that this whole fluff versus smut. Okay, did I say it fully this time? Fluff versus smut. Can I talk slower? You know what? Why are we putting them against one another? Can't we enjoy both? Can't they get along? Because I love Fluff. It's so sweet. I love. And then he held her hand, and her heart tingled inside her, and her cheeks got all rosy. That's great. Oh, let me do it in a guy's point of view. And I caressed their face, and they looked up to me with those big doe eyes. My heart just swooped out of my chest. Okay, whatever, okay? That's great as well with it, and I'm not going to demonstrate the porno. I could just stop moaning. That would be funny. Can you stop it, cat? But it's not, like, I like the lead up, okay? I like the lead up. Because you know what? Reading just Fluff, and then they kiss, fade to dark. What? What was the point of this then? That's what it feels like. It's like, what was the point of all this? You know what? Reading Fluff with no smut in the end feels like, I'll tell you what it feels like. It feels like I've won a marathon. I've been running a marathon. And as soon as I get to the finish, as soon as I get to the finish, they're taking the finish line and everything down. But you finish the marked out line of the sand. Everything else is getting packed up. And there's someone with the timer there, and it's like, you finished the race. Good job. You finished the marathon. That's so amazing. And you're looking around, and you're like, yeah, but where's the sign? Oh, well, they're packing up, They have to pack up at some point, so they're packing up now. Okay, but hey, you finished the marathon. That's so cool. Woo! Yeah, but I want to finish marathon with a sign. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fair. So I think reading romance novels and running a marathon in the same level. I think it was a fine example. That you get what I'm saying, right? The finish line at the end is the smut. Even if that's not the end of the book, okay? It's what I've been waiting for. And let me enjoy it in peace. Goodness gracious. Because this is the other thing. It's not fucking real. Okay? And I like to say, I thought rather than people that are addicted visually to porno, okay? It's like, at least they unfortunately, since it's a visual thing, especially if it's like with living actors and not like cartoon or whatever, it does allude that it is real, right? You could argue that, and that's why these people with porn addictions, and a lot of the time these men, are expecting something else when they have sex with someone. They expect bigger tits or louder moans or smaller waist or amazing French nails. Early 2000s pornography, not saying I'm a porn addict and I watch a bunch of pornography. Goodness gracious. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, all those videos, the girls have the most amazing French tip nails and like the prettiest blush. Like, who was I watching? I think it was Katya, and she was talking about how the pornography makeup in the early 2000s is gorgeous. And I was like, let me do some research. It really is inspiration in some of my looks out. I'm like, people don't know this, but I look like a porn star right now from 2003. And she was killer with beautiful pink lips, okay, rosy cheeks, but not a sharp cheekbone, smoky eyes with something shimmery in the corner, thin eyebrows, white under the eye, and the most amazing French nails, and some huge hoops, okay. Come on, doesn't that sound hot? You guys are haters if you don't think. I guess Paris Hilton, though she wasn't a porn star. Oh my goodness, I just want to say I totally forgot about the sex tape when I said that. Because I would not make a joke about someone's leaked personal items like that. Even though so many people do, and I'm like, that's so mean. Like, what is the funny part? Like, okay, a girl had sex. The guy did too. Why aren't we making fun of the guy? No one makes fun of the guys in these instances. It's so sexist. Then they have to say this whole thing, oh, well, it's on recording. Okay, so men can ask girls, can I record you while having sex? And girls can't say yes? I don't know. It's like, if you were recording yourself having sex personally, That's not the same thing as wanting it to be seen by 1,000 people. Maybe I just wanted it to be seen by me and the other person. Maybe I didn't even care about doing the video. He wanted to do the video, and I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Do what you want to do. I mean, like, whatever. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay, people really need go back in time and apologize to Paris Hilton. I'm not saying she's a great person because she says extremely racist things often in the early 2000s, and I don't know where she is these days. I like to think she's not racist because I see her with black people sometimes, but but besides that instance, like, people do need to go back in time and apologize. Also, did anyone watch the Paris Hilton documentary on YouTube? I watched it. I loved it. I was like, wow, Paris, and also, oh my God, her parents sending her to this crazy camp? This is the issue. Like, I understand it takes a village. It takes a village. But also it takes being at home. It takes going to the school. I don't know how those parents were. I don't know how Paris Hilton's mother and father was with her. But sometimes I'm like, I go back to thinking, like, Paris Hilton, she came from a wealthy family, right? It kind of reminds me of some of the kids that go to this school that I used to be a summer camp counselor for. And I'm so off topic. Were we talking about sex earlier? Anyways, whatever. We'll get back to that. Or maybe we won't. I feel like I talked about it enough, right? Damn. Okay, so anyways, I'm summer counselor at this summer camp, and everyone there, like, not everyone, but majority of them, these are like rich kids. It's a really expensive school, and I'm assuming it's expensive summer camp as well. And I would go there as a camp counselor, and it was a fun job. It was fine. A great experience. Everything was fine. But sometimes one of the jobs I did was like teaching kids how to ride the bike, which was fun. And I think I helped 2 kids, maybe. I mean, this was like my first time ever working with kids, I think. And so it was kind of awkward, and I had to have help. And it was like this whole thing. I say it's like this whole thing. It was years ago, and I don't remember most of it. So maybe that's why I don't feel like giving the whole story. But, well, I guess I just wasn't great sometimes. Sometimes I'm really quiet. If I'm not comfortable, I'm really quiet. But that job mine told me, and I feel like I've continued it since that day. And I'm sure I did it beforehand, but I definitely do it more now. It's like, you really do have to fake it till you make it. Pretend like you love hanging out with these kids. Pretend like you're comfortable. Pretend like you're comfortable. Okay, you don't want to be here, or maybe you want to be here, but you're awkward. You don't have any friends over here. Everyone's older than you. You're like 15, working with this 20-year-old from college, and maybe a 30-year-old woman. So they look young, but they're mature and they're old, and they're telling what you do. But you're older than the younger kids, and you still have to pretend to be old. Does that make sense? Everything I'm saying, just fake it. Fake that you're comfortable. Anyways, I did that. Taught 2 kids how to ride the bike. Really fun. Great. Isn't it so sad, though? Just a little sad that when they look back in the memory of them riding their bike, it's going to be with me and not like their mom and dad or grandma or aunt or cousin or like friend. It's just some random girl. How does it learn to ride your bike? I went to this camp that taught me. Like, I don't know. Like, riding a bike's not the same as learning how to swim. Like, yeah, pay someone to teach your kid how to swim. Yeah, level. It's riding a bike. Like, the whole point of that is you're going to fall, but your parents are going to help you get back up. And now you have this amazing trust with your parents that will last your lifetime or whatever. And it's totally lost. And it's not because the parents were incapable of teaching them how to ride a bike. Like, maybe, maybe in a wheelchair they can't do it. Maybe they, whatever, yada, yada. They're working 12-hour shifts at Walmart. No. Maybe some of them were. Maybe some of them were on through scholarship. Sure. But a lot of them, it was because the parents were at work making hundreds of thousands to million. I'm being real. Hundreds of thousands to $1 million. Maybe they weren't making hundreds of thousands. Maybe just 6 figures worth and up. Wait, 6 figures is hundreds of thousands. Yeah, hundreds of thousands. Yeah. I believe most of the students who worked there, their parents made 6 figures a year. And so that was good for their household, I'm sure. And they're doctors and they're lawyers, and we need doctors and lawyers, and that's great. It's not, and we need all, like, they're making the money they deserve to make that money. That's great. Some of them, I don't know. I don't know everyone's life. Damn. And my goodness gracious, you should be with your kids sometimes too. Like, because sometimes I would the kids. These are kids. Like, it's summer camp. You can't be with. The reason we have summer camp is because unfortunately adults don't have vacation like that. They have to go to school. They have to keep going to work. Okay, that's fine. But like, riding the bike is something you could do on the weekend. I don't know. I would like, and then you choose the classes. I'd be like, what classes do you have? You have this. You have swimming. You have running. You have bow and arrow. You have, okay, cool. I'm not gonna do biking. I will teach my kid how to ride my bike. I don't know. That's just so and it's something they lost. And what was I talking? Why did we start talking about the kids riding the bike? Because I'm trying to finish my statements, but I don't know how to finish it if I can't think of the beginning. Anyways, I felt bad for them. Whatever I was trying to make a point for, hopefully I made it. We were talking about sex. How did I get to that? Camp counseling, doing something you don't want to do? No, that sounds a little dark. Okay, so sex to smut to marathon to books to cartoons to real life to, okay. Oh, okay. Wait, we're about to get there. Okay, from real life to, real life pornography and how it eludes the mind, right? And people get confused on what is real, what is not real. I was just going to say that at least when you're reading a book, you know it's not real because it's a book. There's no words there. Like, you can visualize whatever, but you're not comparing it against human bodies as actively, since you're not physically seeing human bodies. That was going to be my point with that. But anyways, I mentioned that, and then I go to Paris Hilton, and then I remembered, because I was talking about early 2000s pornography makeup being amazing, and then I was like, it's kind of like they were all going for that Paris Hilton look. Great. Oh my goodness, I did not mean to say Paris Hilton when I was thinking about her sex tape. Well, at least it's on topic. That was an unfortunate thing. It shouldn't have happened to her. She seemed to have a hard life. Did you guys watch her documentary about her parents that sent her to this camp? Boom! We are on topic. Okay. Anyways, I get, my point was, even when these parents, the wealthy parents that I taught their kids, like in my life, they weren't intentionally trying to harm their kids, but I feel like it still may have maybe negatively impacts the relationship they'll have. I'm not forever. I'm not saying it's like a lifelong thing. Oh no, my mom didn't teach me how to ride the bike. I will hate her forever. Like, I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it is a loss of memory in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I've never had kids. Everything I say about raising a kid is said with the zero experience, okay? And I was just saying it's a little sad, right? But it probably wasn't intentional, obviously. They're just trying to make money for their family, yada, yada, yada. Like Paris Hilton's parents were probably just trying to help calm her down, yada, yada, yada. But despite that, my point was, maybe if you just, sat down with her, more attentive, you wouldn't have to send her to summer camp. That was my point. It doesn't matter. This was years ago. There's nothing I can do about it now. I was just thinking, like, it's kind of unfortunate the way nothing is enough. You know what I mean? You can never have enough money. So many people, like, I think that so much, you never have enough money, and it impacts everybody around you. And you see these incredibly wealthy people, like you'd assume the Hiltons would be. And I know this wasn't, I something about them being cut off or maybe something like that. So they grew up humbly, but like maybe more humble than the millionaires that were used to being around. Like, come on, like, let's be a little real. But it was still like so miserable. It was one of the Kardashian episodes, either last season or the season before that, and it opens with Khloe Kardashian, and she says, last year was the worst year of my life. And I'm like, how can you say that when you're on vacation on a private island? Oh my goodness, nothing will be enough for you. And I've watched the show. I stopped watching it. I can't do it anymore. But sometimes I'm like, that watching that show and watching Real Housewives and all that reality TV. I love reality TV. I love reality TV. I love it. But it's kind of sad sometimes. I'm like, wow, you will never be happy. You will never be content. I mean, it's impossible for you, because I don't know. Like, in my head, I always am thinking, like, if I could just make a little bit more money, I'd be a little more happy. I can't help but think, like, if I started making 50,000 a year, still had roommates, 40,000 a year, 40,000. I think that's like reasonable for me to get to one day. If I start making 40,000 a year, I can't, like, I'm sure I'm gonna still have problems, but most of them that I have now will be gone. The majority of my problems would be gone if I made 40,000 a year. And of course, more money, more problems. So I'm sure things will come up, but 40,000 is like a very like more humble, more like realistic livings, right? 30, I feel like, is that realistic? Most people make 30 to 50,000 a year. Does that sound right, or am I totally way off? I may be. But to like start making millions of dollars and then still being miserable on TV, it's so sad. It really is sad. And that's one of the reasons I stopped watching The Real Housewives, because I feel like the first seasons of a lot of those shows were kind of a parody. Like, it was kind of like they knew they were critiquing these people, because it was, you would see with God, that host, that at the end of every season they watch the show and they talk about it, and a lot of the questions are like, how could you be so XYZ? How could you fly first class during this crisis? You're doing this, you're trying, whatever. It was kind of criticizing, kind of making fun of them. But as the show went on, it's less like making fun of these people, and it's more like wanting to be them and applauding them for casually throwing away thousands of dollars. I mean, you see so many times they buy something and you never see them wear it again anywhere. And that could have paid for somebody's car that needed it. But I'm not saying everyone with rich money and all that stuff has the obligation to feed the poor. I'm saying you'd probably be a better person if you did. Like, let's be real. It's not their responsibility. No, it's not their responsibility, but isn't it kind of evil? Just a little bit? And maybe not all millionaires. I don't know. Maybe having $1 million isn't as much as I think it is. No, it must be, because my parents have never had $1 million and still find a way to like donate to charities. So actually, yeah, I mean, come on. So many people don't make millions of dollars and donate to charities, either money or time or the, knowledge or whatever. Like, I feel like a lot of people hear you should save X amount of percent. I think people are like, you save 10%, you donate 10%, you use however much to pay, and this is after you pay your bills, invest 5% or something, like, there's like an actual number thing that people recommend. Like, and I feel like, if I'm correct, isn't 10%, like 10% of your check you want to donate or give to in need? Is that right? That's what I've heard. So I've always taken that in mind. And 10% is like, if you make $100, that's $10. It's a lot now with inflation. That's 10% is a lot. So maybe bring that down to 5%, I guess. Because now everything's so expensive, so you can't give up as much, unfortunately, and still do what you need to do with your life. But do you guys ever watch, see, at the end of this year, we've donated X amount of money to charity? Like, you always see it for Pride is when everyone makes it very well known. We donated X amount to the Trevor Project. They all choose the Trevor Project, which is amazing. That's great. And then you look up how much they make in a year, and then you look up or you can even just look up how much do they generally make in this month. Oh, okay, that's a lot. And the amount they donated isn't even 10% of that. So, wow, your donation, you donated $50,000. You made $50 billion this year, though. So what the fuck are you doing? That 50 billion was kind of an egregious number. But no, I feel like 50 billion is common for some of these fast, huge companies. I don't know. I just feel like there's a need to help more people. And I know that's crazy, and I'm the first person that's ever said that. But maybe, watch me a bit more. You'll catch on what it means to be a good person. And once again, I say this as someone who doesn't have millions of dollars. So, yeah, I do not donate 10% if it makes anyone feel better, because I don't have 10%. I don't make enough to give away 10%, unfortunately. Not yet. But anytime I have cash and someone asks me for cash, I always give them cash. I've never not done that. Unless if I had... No, that's not even true, because there was even a time when I counted out, like, I need to use cash to buy groceries, but someone asked for money and I gave him money anyways. And as I was walking into the store, I was like, why did you do that? 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 So actually what I meant to say is I'm so good, I'm good to your thoughts. Okay, I'm the most amazing human being that's ever existed. What else do we want to talk about? Oh my goodness. So we were talking about sex. The whole reason I even brought that up is because I wanted to talk about relationships, okay? I am, do you guys follow the guy on TikTok? Hey, girl. And then he tells about some story from Tinder or some party he went to. Every story, it seems like every day he either goes on a Tinder date or he goes to an amazing party. And I'm like, damn, I want that life so bad. That sounds so fun. But he's not looking for anything serious. And since he's not looking for anything serious, it's all just like one-on-one hookups, which is fine. But that made me think, why am I fine with him being like hookups, but I make fun of guys that are like in fuck buddy relationships? Because, and this is the difference. If you have sex with one person once, okay, that's not really a relationship. That's a stranger, and you both consented, and hopefully you guys both were safe and you can go on with your life. Great. Having sex with the same person over and over and over again and saying, well, it's not a relationship, you're fucking insane. You're insane, and you're also stupid. You're a dumb motherfucker. Because what are you talking about? Really? Really? I want to say, before anybody says, well, I'm in a relationship with somebody, and messed up my language already. Well, I'm fuck buddies with somebody, and we both agreed it's not like a relationship. It's like totally chill. It's like whatever. Okay, fine. And I totally believe that both of you guys are telling everyone, each other, your feelings, and nobody is secretly feeling worse than the other. Sure, let's say that is true. And I'm sure that exists somewhere. And probably, if that does exist, it's probably because those two people realize this is a relationship. It's not a relationship where you need to get married in the end. It's not a relationship where you're planning to have kids or even like know each other in the next year or, yada, yada, yada. It's not a relationship where you're ever going to say I love you to one another. But it is a relationship. It's buddies. Buddies. What is buddies? What's another word for buddies? Oh my God. Oh, friends. Friendship. Oh, it's almost as if the word relationship and friendship it's the same fucking word. It's a friendship. Being friends with someone, being buddies with someone, being fuck buddies with someone is a type of relationship. Just like, mother and daughter is a type of relationship, okay? Boyfriend and girlfriend is a type of relationship, and that's the one I know you guys are all talking about. But fuck buddies is a type of relationship. And because of that, I'm like, you do realize that means there does have to be real communication. It can't just be give and take, give and take, give and take. And you really think no one's going to get hurt in the end. And also, understand that you're doing this with human beings. Like, no, it's fine. I don't like you. So, yeah, we're going to be casual. Thank goodness I'm a human being, and my opinion and thought process is never going to change from the way I feel today. Like, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? And if you guys would just be honest with yourself and understand this is a relationship, the other person has feelings other than mine. They have a whole thought process. Their brain, the way they think is just as full as the way I think. I should take that into consideration as I act with them constantly, I mean, regularly with them while having sex. Like, come on, come on, come on. Be real. Be fucking for real. And this is why, oh my goodness. And that's why anytime somebody tells me, and it's always a guy, it's always a guy. Yeah, I'm in a relationship, but it's chill. We're fuck buddies. Like, it's not a real relationship. We're fuck buddies. Like, no one's gonna. It's like, no, I already told her we're not gonna be serious. You know how often they come back to me and they tell me some new shit that's happened every single time. Either, well, she doesn't want to, she wants something serious. I don't want nothing serious, and now she's gonna go find somebody else. But I'm like, I kind of don't want her to go. You dumb motherfucker. I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you. You guys are so stupid. You guys are so stupid. And that's fine. Maybe you don't want her to go, and you also don't want to be in a committed relationship. You do need to go to therapy for that. That is a major red flag, and you do have a possession kind of issue, for sure. But yeah, it's totally fine to like not want change, right? Not wanting her to leave. That's gonna change your life. But like, if it wasn't a serious relationship, why do you care? Like, why are we judging the seriousness and the importance of relationships? They're all relationships. They're just looked at differently. They're just, all roles are a little bit different in the relationships. But they're still totally important, and there still needs to be real communication in there. And that way we won't get this bullshit situationship word. One person considers it a situationship. The other person considers it nothing. Because, come on. If you guys both look at it as situationships, then I'm assuming you guys are both also middle schoolers and don't, I guess none of that matters then. And don't watch this video. That's weird as fuck. Like, when I was in middle school, I was not listening to a girl say this many bad words in a row. So, get off this video right now. Yeah. It's a type of relationship. I think that's all I was going to say about that. Now, with that being said, I'm on Tinder. I was on Raya for a bit. Fuck Raya. Fuck you guys on Raya. Seriously. Oh, I drive a Tesla, and I'm in business. Don't you know everybody makes fun of you behind your back? Everybody. You're a laughing stock. The way you put your suit on, the way you smile when people walk by. Oh my goodness, you're a walking stereotype. And really, you drive a Tesla? Fuck you. Elon Musk has always been publicly racist. That's all I wanted to say about that. But, like, seriously, why is it so annoying? It's like for all these rich people, and I'm not a rich person, so I don't know what I was doing there. Spending $27 a month. I only did for 1 month. I wanted to see what the vibe was. I was like, I want to see what's on the inside of this. Lame. I'm like, nobody wants to match with me. For a second, I literally was like, what is wrong with me? And the way the photo is, my picture was so close to the screen. I'm like, well, choose a different photo of me then. I don't have a lot of pictures right now with my hair short, okay? I was like, I just cut my hair. This is one of the good photos. And still, I was like, you know what? I get the photo was kind of up close, which was not intentional. The photo wasn't taken that big, but the way they resized the picture, they just filled the screen. So the photo is here, but would have edges on the side because it's not the shape of a literal iPhone. Oh my God, it's so annoying. It's just going to fill the screen of the photo. And so it's just this crazy close-up selfie of me. The camera was this close for me. It looks so scary. But I look cute in the photo. I still look cute. Even if it's super close up, I still look cute. I should have had more matches. I had 3 altogether in 1 month. And that's with me liking everybody. Also, they number the amount of likes you have. You can't like too many people in a row. You run out of likes. And then you also run out of swipes. Like, run out of people to even look at. You have to pay for more of both of those. So before I had to pay to be in the app, and now I have to pay to like people. Are you kidding me? And I get the whole idea, though, like, well, don't just like people randomly. Like the people you want to like. and then, you know, you'd have more likes. But I have to like people randomly because no one's matching with me. I want to see what happens. Match with 3 people. I only looked at one of them that I was like, okay, I would talk to them, and they never texted me. I'm like, okay, so I have to text you? I could never do that. I will never be with someone that I met on Tinder or a dating app that I have to text first. It's not going to happen. That's not my story. And so now we're on Tinder. And really, I should delete the app again. But I told myself I'm going to do it for like end of December. I'm going to be serious on Tinder. Oh my God. And at first, I just liked everyone. I was going to clear them out later. I did that for a day or for one evening. And when I woke up and I had all the matches, whatever, I was like, oh, this is kind of really mean of me. Because you only can unmatch with people after that you have a chat message with them. And sometimes I'd read the like first message they said, and I'm like, this is a really nice guy. And I'm about to unmatch with him for no other reason than his looks. There's not a single other reason. Sometimes it's the age, but usually it was the looks. And that makes me a bad person. Or it makes me somebody that cares about looks. But it is a dating app. It is Tinder. I mean, the first thing and the biggest thing in everybody's profile is their pictures. So clearly we know what really matters here. Okay, why did you guys swipe on me? Did I have a good personality in my bio? Nope. No. My bio, I think my bio is be real this time. This is what I want. Okay, done. I even had this one guy saying, I know you want a serious relationship right now, but I'm in town and, if you want to hook up. When I looked at his photo, I was like, I know you don't wipe that ass. I know you don't wipe that ass. I fucking know you've got shit stuck in your ass here this second. How dare you text me or DM me to have sex with you? Look at yourself. You are filthy. And these are photos you put out there. How dare you think that I am on your level? And maybe, you're judging people in the way they look. Yes, on Tinder, yeah. And if he just was the reason I think it's fine to judge him specifically, other people, I wouldn't be, saying all this about them. And the reason I said it to them is because he literally was like, yeah, I want to hook up. Who are you? You didn't. Now, we thinking about it. I did match with him. So he probably already thought that I saw it. He did say on his profile, just want to have fun. So, and I did match with him because I was just liking everybody. So actually, he got to the point and I respect that. I take back wow, I just went really hard on him. Wow. When actually reframing from his point of view, he was like being real. Because I was about to say, I hate having to talk with people. I'd rather you say, hello, my name is first. That would be great. That would be a better beginning. And it makes it feel more real, because even if this is just a one-time thing, when we're in bed with one another, it's a relationship of 2 people in bed with one another. And there's like a safety thing and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Who cares? It's not me. I don't care. And you should set that up nicer than wanna fuck, pretty much. Anyways, I'm unmatched with all these people. I have one person left. One of the guys, he wanted to be in a relationship, and he was cute. He has a bunch of tattoos, but they weren't like hot tattoos, if that makes sense. It was just like tattoos. It's really hard to have tattoos and be a man, I want to say, because if you have one stupid tattoo, but it's not on theme, like I'm a weird guy with silly, stupid little tattoos on my face. On me. I'm like Pete Davidson. That's one thing. But there's another thing to have like, no, this tattoo means something to me. But right above it, you have another tattoo that means something to you, but they don't connect. It doesn't make sense. And now I'm like, okay, so you're a fucking notes app on your body right now, big refrigerator on the body, that's cute. A notes app, no, I don't want to look at that all the time. That was unnecessarily mean. He was a really nice guy. He really was. For the single day I talked to him. His tattoos were one thing that turned me off. But I also was like, men can't take a good photo of themselves. So maybe the tattoo looks better in person. I don't know. And as I was talking to him, I realized, oh my goodness, he has the same name as my brother. This will never work. And so I unmatched with him. Because same name. Even if he went by a nickname, I couldn't do it. Anytime I remember his name is the same name as my brother, and oh my god, no. Could you have a relationship and the guy you're in a relationship has the same name as your brother? Let's continue. Let's go one no farther. They have the same name as your father. What are you doing? Let me know down in the comments. So there's this other guy now I'm talking to, and it was cute. I think he's cute, whatever. In some photos he looks so dorky. I hate that guys can't take a good photo of themselves. It pisses me off. I'm like, why do you look good in some pictures and bad in other pictures? Now I don't know what you look like. What do you look like? You're scaring me. I'm nervous now. But I was texting him. I was like, okay, this cuteness here. There's some chemistry. He texted me last night. I was on the road last night, okay? I wasn't paying attention to it. But he texted me last night or yesterday morning, I guess. Good morning, cutie. And I read it and I was like, okay, cutie, we're doing cutie now. Okay, sure, let's. And I was about to say something like, oh my gosh, I know I'm responding this so late. I just got back from Michigan. I was on the road. But good morning to you too, or whatever I was going to say. And then I went on his profile because I had to remind myself. I was like, why are you texting him again? Like, do we want to keep texting him? And I scrolled a bit and it said, just want to have fun. And then I realized, oh my God, he just wants to have, at the end of the day, he just wants to have sex. And maybe when I first started texting him, I was like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. But now I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. Sometimes, do you ever feel like that? It's like, what happens, happens. On those 3 days of the month, I guess they're always around my period. I wonder how that works out. Interesting. I'm always like, you know what? If a guy plays his cards right, he may get lucky. I feel like there is an angel watching me, protecting me, because I never get laid when I feel like that. Never. In fact, sometimes I'm even this close, and then it doesn't happen. And I think, seriously, a miracle. This is amazing, because once I gather myself, I rethink about it, and I'm like, actually, I have no desire to see you with your clothes off. Not even the slightest. And the idea of you touching me, oh my God, like, get off of me. Get off of me. I just hate you motherfuckers. And I think that's what I was going to say about sex. Yeah. Which is interesting that I feel like this, because I'm a porn addict. I love sweat. What will you TikTok motherfuckers want to keep saying? Jeez Louise, can't I have layers? I'm like an ogre. I'm like an onion, man. I'm like an ogre talking about onions. I thought I saw the cat walk by, and I looked down, and it wasn't. I think it was a reflection, but... I don't know. Well, either one of the cats are now, thinking about it. There's someone in the house, I'm sure. Anyways, what were we saying? What were we talking about? Oh, no, I drunk it. Okay, sorry. I was thinking of this soup I had when I was out of town, and I'm like, did I eat that? Or did I just buy it and put it away? But I did eat it. I did. Because I put it away at first, and I forgot about it, but then I remembered myself, and I ended up eating it. And I'm just upset because I kind of wish I had some tomato soup right now. Because I have the ingredients for grilled cheese, but it would be like a super small grilled cheese because I have only the ends of the bread now, which is so annoying. But I would be fine with that if I also had tomato soup. But I don't have tomato soup. So, all in all, I guess what I was going to say is today's a terrible day. Yeah, I just don't feel like texting him. But next year, maybe the year will be. I feel like recently, next year is coming so close. It feels like yesterday was so recently. Yesterday was so recently. It feels like last year was just yesterday. Jesus. What did she say? The days are short, but the days are long, but the years are short. I think that's so real. Maybe you guys never heard of that phrase because, as Lauren said, you may be in the childless community. Or what did she say? I know she wasn't meaning anything, but I was like, that's a weird way of phrasing it. You think I haven't heard the most common phrase ever? Okay, sorry. I just thought that was so funny. But real, the days are long, and the years are short. Because if I remember last year's like New Year's Eve, and I do not know how we already got to December. This is crazy. I graduated this year. I think that's my only accomplishment, but that's a big one. I'm working at a job other than Walgreens. Oh, I started going to the gym more seriously. I had a trainer and everything, and Walgreens also plays a hand to this. So this was for Halloween. I desperately wanted to look good in my Starfire costume, which in the end, I did look really good in that costume. So period. So it's like I'm gonna start going to the gym. And then I even got a trainer because I got a phone call saying, do you want this free training session? And then at the end of the training session, he's like, now do you want to continue training with money? And I'm like, I'm going to use my graduation money that I don't technically have yet, but I'm going to have eventually, which I now know I'm getting taxed for if I use it on anything other than school relation to getting a master's. And I'm like, well, fuck. That was I'll just have to pay the taxes because if I told you guys how much it cost to get this training thing, you would be like, oh my God, Selah. But I can't talk about the price. I literally start sweating. Whew, I can't think about it. Anyways, the training session was really fun. It was like really fun. And since it was fun, I started enjoying my trainer more too. I did have a little bit of a crush on him. I mean, it was this tall guy in shape that was nice to me. Shocking, I had a crush on him. But more than that, I was like, you know what? It made going to the gym fun, even though I still hated it often. And I would sit in my car before I went in and be like, okay, let's put on a brave face. I hate going to the gym. I hate working out. Anybody that has tips about, well, if you do this and if you make it a habit, just shut up. Can't I just like things? This isn't my first time working out, okay? I've worked out when I was a kid. I've worked out now. I've never liked it. I don't think I ever will like it. It is okay to dislike things, okay? I don't personally like brushing my teeth, but I do it every day. Some things you just need to do. Whatever. That's how I think of brushing my teeth and going to work out is the same level. I'm like, I just gotta do it. And do I have to brush my teeth at night? Like, I know I'm supposed to, but like 1 or 2 days won't kill me. And no, I'm never flossing. I actually have started flossing, so. Ooh, don't look, actually. I have some yellow teeth. I drink a lot of pop and alcohol, so that can't be helping it. But anyways, that's another thing. I stopped drinking alcohol because I was training so seriously with my body. I was like, I'm gonna look this way, counting my calories. I stopped the calorie thing, but because it definitely was not going to be healthy in the end the way I was doing it. So I'm not even gonna pretend like that was a good idea for me. But the working out part, that stuck. Anyways, when you sign up for the training, it starts with 6 sessions. 6 weeks. That sounds right. 6 weeks. I probably had 12 sessions altogether. I think that sounds right. Something like that. Or maybe was it 90 days? That's 3 months. It was, why did I think 6 weeks? I'm almost positive it was a 90-day thing. So 3 months, not 6 weeks at all. But I feel like maybe the 6-week mark was the last mark you can do to end the to make sure you don't renew. Maybe that's why I did 6 weeks. Because anyways, before I finished it, I feel like halfway through, maybe week 4, I was like, hey, I want to make sure I do not renew. Because if you don't tell them, it's going to renew for another week, and a week after that, and a week after that. And it was too much money. The way I planned it out was only for this amount. And as I was doing that, so I looked online. I was like, how do I make sure I don't do it? And I had to read the fine print. It's like, oh, you know how gyms are. They try to get you. And I'm like, oh, let me read this fine print. Let me go on the website. I emailed customer service. They said, do this. Okay, so I do this. I go to the gym in person. Okay. I think there was also something about writing a letter, but I didn't. I was like, let me just go in person. Go to the gym all the time. It's not far away. Even though, I go in person. I tell him. And then I do my training. Whatever. Life goes by because they charge you pretty early. They charge you like a week before or 2 weeks before I would get the chargement for the next 2 weeks after that. Does that make sense? And anyways, I go to the gym. Maybe a week later, I get the charge of another session. And I'm like, wait a second. And I do the math and I'm like, okay, this should be my last session. My last payment. Okay, I got scared. I had to call him. I had to ask him. I was like, let me just make sure. Okay, great. But it won't. Okay, thank you for clearing everything up. I didn't know how many times I was paying still. I wasn't counting. That's my bad. Great. Easy conversation. And then I get another charge. Oh, no. Maybe I was confused about something. I counted. I called my credit card. I'm like, how many charges do you have from this people? Okay. They told me I had this many charges. That's what it was. 6 payments, 90 weeks over 6 payments. That's what it was. So they charge you every 2 weeks. Does that sound right? Yeah, that's 6, 90 days level. Okay. I was like, well, this is payment number 7. That's not good. Call them. Okay, we'll fix it. I go up to the store. And then, go up to the gym after work one day, like wearing regular clothes because this was not gym day. And I'm like, hey, just making sure, like, you're not going to keep charging me and I need a refund. Oh, my goodness. How did this happen? Let me fix it all up. Oh, well, you need to talk to the personal training manager. The who? Email this girl. She's been on maternity leave. Oh, my God. Shut up right now. I'm not going to email someone on maternity leave. The day after a hurricane. Mind you, no one has power. Let me do this. Oh my God. And I knew there was a personal training manager because online it said, talk to the personal training manager about XYZ. I go there. I say, is the personal training manager in? They say, we don't have a personal training manager. I guess they just forgot to say the word right now. But I'm the manager. I'll help you. Or they said, but I can get the regular manager. And he helped me, but he did something wrong. He didn't send an email. Yes, he's a man, and the personal training person who did it correctly the first time is a woman. But that's besides the point. So he's a nice guy though. He didn't do it on purpose. I got my money back, so it's fine. But the way I got my money back, I had to go. I emailed the girl. She says, well, I'm on maternity leave. I know, I'm so sorry. But I'll be back on this day in person. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And by the way, I hope you have power for the little one. Whatever I said. I go to the gym. I'm talking to her in person. Okay, so did you do this? Did you do that? So we can cancel it now. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I do want to cancel it now. And I think she asked me, did you find, like, the trainer? It's not for that reason. I was like, oh, the training's great. The trainer's great. The training is great. I'm going to keep the gym membership. The gym is great. I'm broke. And it's so uncomfortable because they have to say, well, we offer this discount and we do this. No, listen to me. I'm broke. Okay, we'll cancel it. Great. Am I going to get the last payment? The last charge? Oh, the last charge? Yeah, you guys charged me for 7 times when it's supposed to be 6. And she's like, oh, well, you just now canceled. I'm like, no, I canceled beforehand with so-and-so. Let me go get so-and-so. So-and-so comes. Do you remember canceling? Yeah, I do. We called? Yeah. We talked in person? Yeah. Why isn't she canceled then? Well, I believe an email should have been sent. An email should have been. Did you send an email? I believe an email should have been sent. Did you send an email? Go check. He goes check. He didn't send the email. She says, Okay, Gory. I will send the email. I will tell him you should get refund back, but I don't know what's gonna happen. If worst comes to worst, you get the pay. You get to train again. You get those train. Like you'll get your workouts. I'm thinking, well, I really would want my money more, but okay. Because I'm trying to just be like looking at the positive side, and in my head, I was like, "There's no way I'm not getting my money back." Like worst comes to worst, I'm just gonna complain on my credit card. I'm gonna get my money back. I always get what I want. You guys don't know me, but I always get what I want. And I go by my day. Anyways, like I said, you're paying for everything 2 weeks in advance. So at this point in my life, I don't know how many sessions I have left, okay? But I get email from the gym. Okay, your next training session is today. They send me an email the day before every training session, just as a reminder. And then the trainer even texts me every day or the day of the training saying, looking forward to our workout today at this time. And I have to be like, me too. I can't wait. And so on this day, I got home from work. I put on these gym clothes. I get in my car. I drive there. I get out. Okay, great. Let's work out. Oh, I should also tell him I'm finishing the training and ask him how much do I have left. Because I asked the girl, how many training sessions do I have left? Oh, you have to ask him. I don't know. Okay, fine. I'll ask him. So I need to tell him this, and I need to ask him how many we have left. This may be our last one. I don't know. I go up there. He looks. I go to the table where we meet up. He looks at me. Hi, trainer. Ready to train? So, yeah, but let's get down to business. So you haven't paid. Oh my God. Because she told me, the girl told me she was going to email me on whether or not the training sessions went away. And I told you, I didn't know how many training sessions I had left. And then I finally thought, well, this must not be, because it was so quick. The girl hasn't contacted me. She said she'll email me when her boss responds to her. Cool. She never emailed me. So, whatever. So I'm assuming that he just hasn't gotten back to her about that. And I don't know why, but I also assume this must be part of the 90-day ones. Because, like I said, I was not planning on using the one I had the accidental charge when she offered, like, hey, but you still get those workouts if you don't get your refund. I was not going to use those workouts. I was going to try to go through my bank and then get, whatever the charge. Maybe dispute the charge, see if I could get my money back that way, if they can't give me my money back, right? So I really thought that this was one of my regular trainings, because of all those other notions. But back in my head did think, well, maybe this isn't. And obviously when he told me, that was everything. I was like, oh my God. So she must have got the money back. And I checked my account and I don't see it. And I'm like, that's interesting. But he shows me on his side and I'm like, oh, so maybe it'll take a couple of days. He's like, yeah, maybe. Did you want to do this session? Because I can offer you, if it's the money wise, it would be this much money. And if you don't want to do the renewal ship anymore, it's going to be this much per thing. But that will cost a little bit more. And now I have to say once again aloud, no, I'm broke. It's so embarrassing. It's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. And then he says on top of that, oh, by the way, you also haven't paid for next month's gym membership, just regular gym membership. Oh my God, could you skin me alive? Oh, that's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. So I was already embarrassed talking to the woman, telling her 3 times over, no, I can't pay for financial reasons. Do not renew me again. Because they have to ask, they have to write down why you're canceling, yada, yada, yada. They have to offer you other things. No, I'm broke. And now I have to say it again. But this time to a guy that's cute, which kind of makes it worse. Though the girl I had to say it to was also cute. Everyone at the gym is so good looking. They're all trainers, so of course they are. When I was like, wow, you look like that and you just had a baby. Well, and it was just so humiliating having to talk to beautiful people negatively about yourself. No, I can't. I'm broke. Great. Well, let me know if you need anything. You got my number. If you want other stuff, like maybe I offer other stuff outside of the gym. You have my website. You have my number, yada, yada, yada. Okay, great. I go back to my car. No, I didn't just go to work out for myself because I was going to kill myself. That was so dramatic. I apologize for the strong use of language. But, I go sit in my car and I literally call my mom. I'm like, Mom, the most embarrassing thing ever has just happened to me. And she's like, ooh, I'm so sorry. That is embarrassing. She doesn't say like that, but like, come on, she's sympathetic. Because she's like, yeah, I get the feeling. I haven't been there. Awkward situations are awkward. Awkward situations. How does that song go? Smoke your cigarettes with the windows open or something. However, the stupid song. Anyways, off topic. That song is how I felt. It was awkward. It was so uncomfortable. But I guess life did go on. Anyway, this actually, I just thought of something else. So I did mention I had a little crush on him, right? But more than that, I also said, like, I had fun being in the gym with him. I was like, I'm going to become friends with you. How do you make new friends this day? At my age, it's so hard. I'm not in college anymore, so I can't make college friends. And then sometimes, depending on who you work with, like, are you in the same age range, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, well, I want to continue to make friends. I like making friends. I have friends, but why not have more? Be friendly with people. I don't know. That's one of my favorite things to do is to talk to people if I enjoy talking to them. And so I think twice, I even talked to my other friend from college, and I was like, so what do you do? And she's like, I've been thinking the same thing because I want to be friends with my nail lady. And I'm like, right? Like, what do you do? Like, it's a business relationship. So how do you get friendship out of it? And like, obviously, and without being awkward and still, in case they say no, you still want to get your nails done. So she said write a letter and give them a gift card. I'm like, that's crazy. For her, it's fine because that's a girl she's talking to. So I think it'd be fine. Like, two girls exchanging gifts is like sweet and cute. Well, here's a coffee and a note. That's sweet. Aw. I can't do that to a guy. That's crazy. So I was like, I need to think in guy terms. Hey, want to hang out? Yeah, I would say something like that. So I was casual. I was like, well, let me make sure he even wants to hang out. And I think I mentioned it once about going to the club with my friends. Because that's all we fucking do sometimes. I'm like, are we going to the club again? We do live in Savannah. We have no choice. You either go to the club or you go to the bar. That's what you do. And, or you can go to the park and smoke. That's also fun. Anyways, or you could be sober. I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not some addict. Not saying there's anything wrong with addiction. Well, anyways, so I mentioned it once, the club, and I was like, hey, if I ever invited you to the club, would you actually want to come? And he said, yeah. And I'm like, down. I'll see, next time we're hanging out. And then I texted him a time we were hanging out. I think I mentioned it. And then I said, okay, I'll text you the details. And I texted him. And we were going to a restaurant, and then we were going to the club. He never came. He said he was going to come. He never came. That's embarrassing. Shoot, that's embarrassing. I'm not thinking of it anything seriously. He has his own life. He was playing bingo, it ends up. That's cool, okay? Now, think of this, okay? And I'm sure he knows I have a crush on him at this point. At that point, I'm like, I think I'm like, he may know I have a crush on him, and he was uncomfortable. I'm like, how do I make it casual? Like, I don't want, and one of my friends, I think my sister said, she's like, well, maybe you made it sound like so many people were going to be there. Obviously, he'd rather hang out with a bunch of people he already knows. Okay. This is delusion in my head, because I'm like, who wouldn't want to be friends with me? And there's this other time, I go to like a new restaurant every week. I make it sound like they're so expensive. Cheap little restaurants. I was going to go to this pizza spot, Screaming Mimi's. Oh my God, it's so good. I love it. And I was probably going to go with a couple friends, and I did. And so I was like, I'm going to text them too. I was like, do you want to come? I'm checking out this new restaurant. You've probably heard of it. It's new to me. It's not new. And he's like, oh, yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm down. Whatever. Okay, cool. And then his friend came out of town. And he was like, oh, sorry, I'm hanging out with my friend. Okay, cool. I went to Screaming Mimi's. Like I said, that pizza is insane. And I still went with a couple friends. I still had a good time. But after that, I was like reflecting, and I'm like, oh my goodness. This is loser tendency of me right now. Because like was very friendly afterward. He's like, sorry, I hope you had a good time at the pizza place. I hope you had a good time at the club. I hope very friendly level. And in my head, I'm like, oh my goodness. I mentioned it to my friends, and one of my friends said, my friend who tends to use harsher language and decided to cut me open, said, stop bothering him. Oh, she said something like that, like, leave him, oh, that's what she said, leave him alone. Oh my God. I feel like I'm in kindergarten again, begging people to be my friends. Goodness gracious, that was so embarrassing. And that happens so often. There's like a couple of friends, or we never became friends, but we were like friendly. And I was like, we're gonna be friends. And I'm thinking of like classmates. And I asked to hang out with her probably 4 times in a row. She never asked if she wanted to hang out with me. She said it in person. Like, she's like, we need to hang out. We do need to hang out. I'll text you times I want to hang out with you. Nothing. Every time, nothing ever worked out. And she never asked in response, that doesn't work out, but maybe this day. Which is, what I would do if I wanted to hang out with someone, which I have done when I want to hang out with someone. And then I realized, oh, she just doesn't want to hang out with me. And it's just so embarrassing. And some people really, they're like, I don't know, maybe they're not intentionally doing it. That's just the way they are, whatever. But I'm also just like, well, I don't want to beg people to be my friends. That's not how it works, right? You're either friends or you're not. And that's totally fine. You don't need to be friends with everybody. But it did make me a little embarrassed, because that has happened a couple of times. When it's just, have you ever been like that? You're asking so many times if someone wants to be your friend, like want to hang out with you, and every time they say no. This could be you want to be couples with them. This could be just plain friendship. This could be asking your younger sister if she wants to hang out, and she's like, I'm gonna hang out with my friends. I don't have a younger sister, but I'm assuming that's how it feels. I do have a younger sister, but we're twins, so it doesn't count. And we do always hang out with each other. So I don't know the issues you're going through. But I see it on TikTok sometimes. So I'm assuming it must be real. It's like that super uncomfortable feeling. But then, mind you, think of everything I just already told you about the gym membership. And I'm like, oh my goodness. What if he thinks I stopped the gym membership because he wouldn't hang out with me? And that's been going through my mind nonstop. I'm like, I probably seem crazy. Oh my goodness, that's so embarrassing. And that comes and goes. And it sucks because I actually do need him in a professional use. Not for the gym or anything, but he's like, I don't know. He went to college he learned anatomy at some point. And I've been having numbness in my foot for a year now. And it comes and it goes. So I texted him recently, like yesterday or the day before, hey, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Anyways, do you know anything about nerve pinching? Because I was like, I feel like my mom has a pinched nerve in her hand and she couldn't feel something because of that. And then I was like, oh shoot, is that why I can't feel some of my foot? And I looked it up and I was like, oh my goodness, you need to either go to a doctor or a therapist for it. And so I was like, well, I don't know, maybe he does something like this. And he never responded. And I'm like, oh my God, I probably seem like one of those people using some excuse to slide back into the text messages. I'm not like that. I haven't texted you in like months. I'm not like that. My foot just hurts for a year now. But it's fine. I'll just have to go into... I saw there's a foot doctor. PIAD level foot doctor ward. And maybe insurance covers that. And maybe that would be even cheaper than his services. He said his services are affordable. But maybe insurance would make a doctor cheaper. I don't know. And sometimes it goes up to like my butt. So I'm like, maybe I need what is that, a chiropractor? No, I think it is my feet. I think it stems from the feet and it travels up. It's really weird anyways. Because yes, like when it first happened, a year ago, actually, I was working at Walgreens. I was just doing super long shifts, standing on my feet in shoes that I shouldn't have worn for that long. And it's partially, I mean, it's my fault, but I obviously didn't know that was happening. That was being long-term effects like this. And there was like a time I came home from Walgreens and like I could not feel my right foot, and I had to, and like except on my tippy toes. So I had to walk everywhere on my tippy toes. It's not that bad anymore, because when that happened, I literally called my mom and I'm like, I've been eating so unhealthy. Maybe I gave myself diabetes. And she's like, okay, Selah, like you would know if you had diabetes. I don't know. My foot is numb. And she's like, I don't think it doesn't happen that fast. I'm like, oh, they may have to cut my foot off. And she's like, I seriously was afraid. I was like, they're going to cut my foot off because I gave myself diabetes. I think it's a pinched nerve. I like to think that I don't have to get my foot amputated due to diabetes at the age of 22. Goodness gracious. Though I do think I should probably eat healthier and go to the doctor at some point, because I don't have like a general doctor. I only have a gynecologist, and I don't go there regularly. Or I missed last year because I was like, I ain't having sex, so I'm sure my pussy is fine. Anyways, what's the video today? I don't know if this is going to be on the podcast platform right away. So, everyone watching it, lucky you. You're watching it sooner than everyone else. That makes you a better person than everyone else. Subscribe. Follow the podcast. My goodness. Sorry. Follow the podcast and let me know if you were the trainer. Do you think I'm overthinking the situation and he's probably like, whatever? Or do you think he thinks I'm some crazy freak? Also, do you like fluff more, smut more, or do you like smut into fluff, or do you like fluff into smut? I respect everybody. Or do you just not like reading romances? That's also a fair choice. Let me think. What else did we talk about? Was I being harsh with the way I judge parents? Let's talk about that as well. And also, how much money do you donate in an average check? Do you do like me, like if you have cash and someone asks for cash, you just give them cash? Or do you do like a 10% or a 5%? Like, do you donate regularly like that? Let me know. I think that's everything we talked about. Finally, do you think Paris Hilton deserves an apology? I think so. But sometimes I'm like, she said some racist, crazy things back in the day. But that doesn't mean that she should be abused as a child, or have her sex tape leaked. So I guess they can all be true. What is your opinion on Paris Hilton? Down below. I'm definitely biased. Because of her, I am obsessed with velvet tracksuits and pink and blonde and anything she does, I watch. I do. Though I've not watched all of The Simple Life because I cannot watch her in that way, knowing who she is now. That's everything.